Hello everyone, welcome to Swift Learn, India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Today I'm back with the part 4 of statistics. So if you have not watched part 1, part 2 or part 3, go and watch them because there I have completed some really important topics and we have discussed about some really important questions. Okay, so before I start with today's session, I want to give a brief description about SwiftLearn. At SwiftLearn, we provide 100% live and interactive classes at the comfort of your home and according to your convenient timings. Here in a single batch, we have a maximum of 6 students, so never more than 6 students. At SwiftLearn, you will get a dedicated academic mentor team who is going to track your progress and is going to guide you throughout your journey. Here we cover the syllabus as per the school exam schedule and we handle custom requests as well. Now, coming to the key features of SwiftLearn. So at the end of every month, we provide a detailed progress report and we also share it with your parents. We understand the importance of practice. That's why at SwiftLearn, you can take unlimited practice tests. On every Sunday, you can opt for the scholarship test of SwiftLearn, which is the SwiftLearn Academic Test Series SATs. And here, we not only cover objective questions, but subjective questions as well. So go to the SwiftLearn website and book a free trial class and enjoy the art of learning. For those who are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell icon because on this channel we share a lot of knowledgeable videos based on various subjects on various topics. So it is going to be really helpful for you. Okay, statistics part 4. Our learning objective is going to be revise the terms in statistics, okay, and solve problems related to statistics. These are our learning objectives for today. We are starting with the first term, that is what is statistics. So statistics means when you are taking a particular topic, you are studying about that particular topic, and how are we going to do that? We are going to collect the data, organize the data, interpret the data, and finally present the data. Okay, collection of data, organizing the data, interpreting, understanding the data, right, to reach to some kind of conclusion, and finally presenting the data with the help of graphs. Right? Okay. Now, you can collect the data in two forms, either in the form of primary data or in the form of secondary data. Primary data means the data that is collected by the investigator himself or herself for a specific purpose. For example, you are doing your project and for your topic, you are studying everything on your own, right? So you are collecting all the data. You're doing it by yourself, so that will be the primary data. Secondary data means data collected by someone else for some other purpose but being utilized by the investigator for another purpose. Example, जब हम एयरपोर्ट में जाते हैं, एयरपोर्ट में हम लोग देखते हैं वेदर कंडीशन, है ना, लाइव देखते हैं. तो either whether it is rainy or it is stormy or it is bright, sunny, like that. तो हम जब लाइव देख रहे हैं वो तो हम लोगों का हो रहा है प्राइमरी डेटा. लेकिन जब उसी इंफॉर्मेशन को हम न्यूज़पेपर में प्रिंट आउट कर रहे हैं, then what we are doing, we have analyzed the data already. We have done some analysis on the data and then we are printing it out on the newspaper. Then that becomes our secondary data. तो past जो भी data था जो किसी और ने collect किया, अगर वो किसी और लेकर अगर उसको use करे for some different purpose, then you can call it as the secondary data. Next, what is a variable? Variable means the quantity that is going to differ from individual to another individual, right? For example, height, weight, they all differ from one individual to another individual. So observable characteristics or phenomena of a person or object whereby the members of the group or set vary from one another. What is a continuous variable? A variable which can take any numerical value within a certain range is called as a continuous variable. For example, height. हम रेंज ले रहे हैं सपोज 3 to 4 feet, 3 feet to 4 feet. तो बच्चों का हाइट हम देख रहे हैं, so it can be 3.1, it can be 3.2, it can be 3.4 feet, it can be 3.8 feet, right? Yeah. So from the range 3 to 4, it can take any numerical value. Therefore, it will be called as the continuous variable. And what is a discrete variable? A variable which is incapable of taking all possible numerical values is called as discrete variable. For example, how many children are there in a family? So you can either say, ma'am, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. You can never say, ma'am, 3.8 children are present. No, that's not possible. If we take the range 3 to 4, you can't say, ma'am, 3.2 children are present or 3.5 children are present, right? So either it will be 3 or it will be 4. Okay, so it is incapable of taking all possible numerical values. So these will be called as discrete variables. Now, definition of frequency and frequency distribution. What is a frequency? It is a number which tells us how many times a particular data appear in a given set of data. For example, we are throwing a dice 20 times. And 20 times हम लोगों को result में मिल रहा है एक बार 1, एक बार 2, एक बार 5, एक बार 3 ऐसे करके. So suppose we want to see how many times 2 has occurred. So 2 has occurred 5 times. So this 5 will be the frequency of 2. Okay, that is frequency. What is frequency distribution? When we are taking the frequency of various outcomes in a sample and we are presenting it in the form of a list or table or graph, then it is called as the frequency distribution. So it is a list, table or graph that displays the frequency of various outcomes in a sample. When the observations are very large, then we use the tally marks, right? Suppose you have to count up to 15. So if you go on writing like this up to 15, then it is not becoming easy to study also, right? So we will not do like this. We will do 1, 2, 3, 4 standing line, and to represent 5, we do 1 slanting line. So this is our 5. Again 4 standing lines and 1 slanting line for 5. So this is our 5 plus 5. We have to represent 15. So do another 5 plus 5, and here you have your 15. And we have done it so easily. By looking at it only, you can understand. Suppose you want to represent 8. Then also it will be so easy. See, simply you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 slanting line. So it will become 5. Then simply do 3. So this will now become 8. Okay. So it is becoming really easy to read it out. Now, grouped frequency distribution table. That means जब हम group में कर लेंगे है ना, जैसे कि 10 to 20 years, age में अगर हम करें 20 to 30 years, 30 to 40 years, like that, then it will be called as the grouped frequency distribution table. Now there are two methods. One is the inclusive method, other one is the exclusive method. Inclusive method का example देख लीजिए, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Suppose it is 0 to 9 and then from 10 to 19. Okay, like this. अगर ऐसा हुआ तो फिर क्या हो रहा है? It is ending at 9 and in the next class interval it is starting at 10. So this will be called as the inclusive method. That means the upper class interval does not repeat itself. So this is the upper class interval that does not repeat itself as the lower limit of the next class interval. So this is our next class interval, and here this 9 is not getting repeated. This will be called as the inclusive method. And which one will be the exclusive method? The method is used for those series in which the upper limit of one class becomes the lower limit of the next class. That means like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So here जहां पर खत्म हो रहा है वहीं से ही शुरू हो रहा है. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20. खत्म हो रहा है 20 पर, शुरू हो रहा है 20 से. तो फिर कंटिन्यूअस डेटा हो गया ना हम लोगों का ये. This is called as the exclusive method. Okay. Next, class interval. What is class interval? The groups 10 to 20, 20 to 30. These are the groups. We are presenting the data in groups. Class limits 10 to 20. तो फिर ये 10 और 20 हो जाएगा आपका class limit. 10 क्या होगा? Lower class limit, right? Lowest value is the lower class limit, and 20 आपका हो जाएगा upper class limit. So the lower value of a class interval is called as the lower limit, and the upper value of that class interval is called as the upper limit. What is class size? Difference between the true upper limit and true lower limit of a class interval is called as the class size. ठीक है? True upper limit and true lower limit of a class interval, that is called as the class size. Okay. Mid value of each class interval is called as the class mark. That means if you have 10 to 20, this is a class interval. If you have to find out the class mark, you will do 10 plus 20 by 2. Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2, and you will get 30 by 2, that is 15. Okay, in case of class size, I have to tell you something. Alright, we will learn about it while solving the problems. Okay. What is the range? The difference between the maximum value and minimum value of the observation is called as the range. मतलब जितना भी आपके पास डेटा होगा उसका आप मैक्सिमम वैल्यू निकाल लीजिए, उसके बाद मिनिमम वैल्यू निकाल लीजिए और उन दोनों को आप माइनस कर लीजिए, तो फिर आपका आ जाएगा रेंज. क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, टोटल ऑफ अ फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड ऑल द फ्रीक्वेंसी सो फार. इसका मतलब क्या है? सपोज मार्च, April, May. Okay, in March I have saved, so this is the frequency. I have saved 3 rupees. In April I have saved 6 rupees, and in May I have saved say 3 rupees again. So cumulative frequency will be March में तो 3 सही है, April में क्या हो जाएगा 3 plus 6, so 3 plus 6 9. May में क्या हो जाएगा 9 plus 3, 9 plus 3 12. Okay, so whatever is your present frequency as well as the previous frequency, that will be called as the cumulative frequency. Okay, next हम डेटा को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं ग्राफ के फॉर्म में, उसको हम बोलेंगे ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ डेटा. The graphical representation of data can be done in two forms, in the form of histogram and in the form of frequency polygon. तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स पार्ट 3 में बिल्कुल डिटेल्स में ये हिस्टोग्राम और फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगन किया हुआ है, उसको आप देखिए, जरूर देखिए. नाउ first question, class mark of the class 90 to 120. Class mark means what? Average. So 90 plus 120 divided by 2. So you will get 210 divided by 2, that is 105. So that will be the class mark. So class mark means nothing. Simply add the lower class limit and the upper class limit and divide it by 2, or finding out the average, right? What is the range of the data? Range कैसे निकाल सकते हैं हम? पहले पूरे इस डेटा में से see which one is the maximum, 32, माइनस कीजिए मिनिमम, मिनिमम है यहाँ पर 6, so 32 minus 6, 26. 26 will be the range of the data. So maximum value minus minimum value is going to give you the range of the data. Now अब देख लीजिए यहाँ पर एक हिस्टोग्राम के लिए क्लास इंटरवल एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी आर गिवन टू यू. दे हैव आस्क्ड यू अबाउट द एडजस्टेड फ्रीक्वेंसी फॉर द क्लास. इस क्लास का adjusted frequency they want. Now you have a formula for adjusted frequency. Remember this formula. Okay, formula is the minimum class size of the entire table. Okay, minimum class size of the table multiplied by, you have to do the frequency of given class divided by, you have to do the class size of given class. The class size of given class. That means, so what is the minimum class size? 5, right? 5 to 10, 10 minus 5, 5, 15 minus 10, 5, so 5. Multiplied by frequency of given class. Given class is this one, 25 is to 45. Frequency is 8. Divided by class size of the given class. So what is the class size of this one? 45 minus 25, that is 20. So divided by 20. 5 times 4, cancelling, and we are getting the answer as 2. So the adjusted frequency for the class 25 is to 45 will be 2. To solve these kind of problems, you will have to remember the formula that I have already written. So note that formula down on your copy. Pause the video and note the formula. The width of each of 5 continuous classes in frequency distribution is 5, and the lower class limit of the lowest class is 10. That means like this. So 5 is the, so 10 to 15, it's like this, right? 5 continuous classes. So ending at 15 will start at 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. See, 5 continuous classes. So 5 continuous classes are done, and the upper class limit of the highest class. This is the highest class. Upper class limit will be 35. So our answer will be 35. Okay, easy. All right, now let's solve some questions. Given below are the marks obtained by 30 students in an exam. You have to take the class intervals as 1 to 10, 11 to 20, like that. That means discontinuous class intervals you have to take. It is already given to you. So see, they have taken the class intervals 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. Right? Okay. Next, the tally marks. The tally marks. So why up to 50 they have taken? Because in this data, just see, you have 47 also, right? 48 also. Okay, that's why to accommodate up to 48 they have taken up to 50. Tally marks, you know how to do it. So 8, where is 8 coming? 8 is coming between 1 to 10. So put one tally mark over here. This you have learnt in lower classes. Okay, 17 between 11 to 20. So put one tally mark over here. 33 is in between 31 to 40. So put one tally mark in this row. Okay, in this way you have to do, and make sure to put the slanting line for denoting the 5 and then write down the frequency. Okay, the frequencies that you are getting. So here it's 5, 8, 6, and again here you have 6. So you need a slanting line over here. Here you need a slanting line. Okay. Next, what to do? Oh, that question is done. You just had to form the frequency table. Now, use the table to find out. So the class intervals are given to you and these are discontinuous, and the frequencies are given to you. Find out the actual class limit. Actual class limit means you have to apply that formula. Okay, ये discontinuous वाला यहाँ से 35 minus 34 कर दो, आंसर 1 आ जाएगा. 1 divided by 2 कर दो, 0.5. अब इस 0.5 को क्या करना है, यहाँ पर 4th, so 45 to 49. So from the lower class limit do minus 0.5. Okay, minus 0.5, and to the upper class limit, that is to 49, do plus 0.5. These will be the actual class limit. So that this is called as the adjustment factor, 0.5. So what it will be, 45 minus 0.5 is going to give you 44.5, and 49 plus 0.5 is going to give you 49.5. Class boundaries of the 6th class. Class boundaries also means the actual class limits. Okay, so here also you have to take the adjustment factor into consideration. So class boundaries of the 6th class, that means 55 to 59, right? So 55 minus 0.5, 54.5, and 59 plus 0.5, 59.5. The class mark of the third class is 40 to 44. How will you find out class mark? 40 plus 44 divided by 2, that is 42. Simply you need to find out the average. The upper and lower limits of the fifth class is 50 to 54. Here actual word is not mentioned, class boundaries are not mentioned. That means whatever you can see in the question, write that down. So in the fifth class, the upper class limit is 54, and in the fifth class, the lower limit is 50. That will be the answer. Size of the third class. अब देखिए यहाँ पर ये आपका है discontinuous data, 30 to 34, 35 to 39, 40 to 44. Okay, so whenever you have discontinuous data, to find out the class size, you can simply apply this formula, 44 minus 40 plus 1, that is 5. Okay, अगर यहाँ पर आपका होता है continuous data, तो फिर हम कर सकते हैं 20 minus 10 directly 10. और अगर आपके पास है डिसकंटिन्यूअस डेटा, तो फिर हम लोग सेम ही करते हैं, बस एक लास्ट में एक +1 दे देंगे, है ना. तो फिर थर्ड क्लास में देख लीजिए 40, 44. सो वी विल डू 44 minus 40, दैट इज गोइंग टू गिव यू 4 plus 1. एक +1 कर दीजिए, तो फिर आपका आंसर आ जाएगा 5. सो दिस विल बी द साइज ऑफ द थर्ड क्लास. नेक्स्ट, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी. ओके, so for the first one it's 15. that means यहाँ पर तो आपका फ्रीक्वेंसी होगा 15 ही. फर्स्ट वन तो 15 सेम ही रहता है. नेक्स्ट में देखिए क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी आपका है 28. तो फिर इसका फ्रीक्वेंसी कितना होगा, 28 माइनस 15, राइट. क्योंकि 15 के साथ ये वाला 15 के साथ with 15 they have added this, then only they have got 28. So you have to do 28 minus 15 and you will be able to fill in the blanks. So 28 minus 15, that is 13. So here we are writing 13. Next, so we have 13 over here. This one 28 plus 21, right? See, 28 plus 21, you are getting 49. Answer 49. Okay. Next, 49 plus 16, that is going to give you the next cumulative frequency. That's exactly what they have done. 49 plus 16, 65. Then we have 65 के बाद यहाँ पर we got 65 and next one is 73. That means obviously we have to do 73 minus 65. 73 minus 65, तो फिर आपका आंसर आ जाएगा 8. So here you have to write 8. And for the last cumulative frequency, simply do 73 plus 12, that is 85. 73 plus 12, that is 85. Correct? Okay. Construct a frequency polygon for the following data. So यहाँ पर तो आपके पास है discontinuous data. आप इसको continuous में convert कर लीजिए. कैसे? Adjustment factor को find out करके. यहाँ से ये 15 और 14. So 15 minus 14 by 2, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. तो 10 minus 0.5 and then 14 plus 0.5. लोअर क्लास लिमिट के साथ एडजस्टमेंट फैक्टर को माइनस कीजिए, अपर क्लास लिमिट के साथ एडजस्टमेंट फैक्टर को प्लस कीजिए. तो फिर देख लीजिए 9.5 to 14.5, राइट. सो ये 10 से हो गया माइनस 0.5, 9.5, 14 से हो गया प्लस 0.5, तो हो गया 14.5. Frequency is 5, 14.5 to 9. This is how they have formed the continuous table. Now the highest frequency is 12, so you have to take the division. So you can do it with the help of histogram. कैसे करोगे आप ये? यहाँ पर divisions. Okay, on the x-axis you need to take the class intervals. On the y-axis simply take the frequency. And here you have the class intervals 0 to 4.5, 4.5 to 9.5, 9.5 to 14.5 to 19.5, ऐसे करके दिया हुआ है. और आपका ये फ्रीक्वेंसी में 2 करके डिवीजन 2 यूनिट, so 2 4 6 like that. Okay, so from 9.5 to 14.5, whatever is the frequency, simply draw the histogram. Rectangle means what? The histogram. 14.5 to 19.5 frequency is 8, that's why they have drawn the rectangle. 19.5 to 24.5 frequency is 12, hence they have drawn the rectangle. Okay, next to draw, so this will be up to the rectangle part, that is your histogram. Okay, here I am discussing the histogram also. सिर्फ रेक्टेंगल कर दो तो फिर हो जाएगा आपका हिस्टोग्राम. अब फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगन कैसे निकालोगे? ये रेक्टेंगल्स का मिड पॉइंट निकाल लो और उनको ज्वाइन कर दो. ठीक है. और एक एक्स्ट्रा बोनस एक चीज आपको करना है, वो है कि हमारा जो ये स्टार्ट हो रहा है 9.5 टू 14.5, सो फर्स्ट जो है उसका प्रीवियस ले लो. मतलब 4.5 टू 9.5 इसका मिड पॉइंट ले लो. ये 4.5 से 9.5 तक इसका मिड पॉइंट ले लो, तो फिर आपका यहाँ पर आ जाएगा पॉइंट. इसको भी ज्वाइन करना है ये फर्स्ट रेक्टेंगल के मिड पॉइंट के साथ. ओके, और ये सेम चीज आपको करना है लास्ट वाले में भी. मतलब 29.5 टू 34.5 तक है हम लोगों का डेटा. अब आप लास्ट वाला एक कर लो 34.5 टू 39.5, ये वाला कर लीजिए. अब इसका मिड पॉइंट निकाल लीजिए और फिर इसको ज्वाइन कर दीजिए ये लास्ट रेक्टेंगल के मिड पॉइंट के साथ, और बाकी तो आप ज्वाइन कर ही रहे हो. तो ये दोनों स्टेप्स आपको एक्स्ट्रा करना है. रिमेंबर दिस, डोंट फॉरगेट अबाउट इट. एंड फ्रॉम 0 टू 4.5 what you can do is simply do the break, because from 0 to 4.5 we don't have any data, so put the break or put the cut. Okay, the daily wages in a factory are distributed as follows. So here the continuous data is given. This will be your homework. Try to do it on your own. Okay, you do it with the help of histogram method. histogram draw कीजिए, उसके बाद वो rectangles का mid point निकालिए और कर दीजिए, है ना. और अगर आपका क्वेश्चन है कि विदाउट हिस्टोग्राम यू हैव टू डू इट, देन विदाउट हिस्टोग्राम हाउ विल यू डू इट? वेरी सिंपल. सिंपली फाइंड आउट द क्लास मार्क्स. यू नो हाउ टू फाइंड आउट द क्लास मार्क्स. एवरेज, राइट. 125 प्लस 175 डिवाइडेड बाय 2. हर एक इंटरवल के लिए क्लास मार्क, ये आई हैव डिस्कस्ड इन डिटेल्स इन माय प्रीवियस वीडियो व्हिच इज स्टैटिस्टिक्स पार्ट 3. गो एंड चेक इट आउट. ओके, सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, क्लास मार्क्स को फिर आप प्लॉट कर दीजिएगा एक्स एक्सिस में. यहाँ पर आपका आ जाएगा क्लास मार्क और वाई एक्सिस पे आपका हो जाएगा फ्रीक्वेंसी. और सिंपली आप पॉइंट्स, यहाँ पर तो आप ले ही रही हो क्लास इंटरवल. पॉइंट्स क्या होगा? एक एक्स कोऑर्डिनेट के लिए आपका होगा क्लास मार्क और वाई कोऑर्डिनेट के लिए आपका होगा फ्रीक्वेंसी. बस ऐसे करके आप प्लॉट कर दो पॉइंट्स को, यू विल गेट इट. ओके, और यहाँ पर भी वो बोनस स्टेप कर देना, है ना. वो फर्स्ट वाले का जो प्रीवियस होगा उसका मिड पॉइंट निकाल के ऐसे ज्वाइन कर देना, और लास्ट वाले का जो भी नेक्स्ट होगा उसका भी मिड पॉइंट करके ज्वाइन कर देना. ठीक है. दिस प्रोसेस आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू इन डिटेल्स इन माय प्रीवियस statistics plus 3. Okay, this is also for your homework. So do your homework and write it down in the comment section so that I can help you. Okay, watch my previous part and do it using histogram, without using histogram. Here also continuous data is given to you. All right. Did you know the word uncopyrightable is the only 15-letter word that can be spelled without repeating any letter? Yeah, uncopyrightable. True. Okay, so what have we learned today? Revising the terms in statistics and also solving the problems related to statistics. Okay, here you have an extra time question. You already know how to do it. Histogram, frequency polygon combined. That means what? You have to do the frequency polygon with the help of histogram. तो पहले तो ये तो है आपका continuous data given है, बस आप plot कर दीजिए 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 क्लास इंटरवल्स यहाँ पर आपको प्लॉट करना है. y एक्सिस पे आप फ्रीक्वेंसी ले लीजिए 2, 4, 6 ऐसे करके, ठीक है ना. उसके बाद आप क्या करोगे, बस 10 to 20 तक जितना भी 10 to 20 फ्रीक्वेंसी है 3, मतलब यहाँ पर बस ऐसे करके आप रेक्टेंगल्स ड्रॉ कर लीजिए 10 to 20. ये आपका हो जाएगा हिस्टोग्राम का रेक्टेंगल. और उसके बाद with the help of histogram how to draw the polygon, rectangles का मिड पॉइंट निकाल लेना है, उसको ज्वाइन करना है. और जो भी, तो यहाँ पर क्या होगा 0 to 10, राइट. 0 to 10 तक हमारा फ्रीक्वेंसी होगा 0, राइट. तो इस 0 to 10 तक का ये जो मिड पॉइंट, इसको भी लेकर ज्वाइन करना है. और लास्ट वाले में जो है आपका 50 to 60, तो फिर 60 to 70 निकाल के इसका जो मिड पॉइंट होगा 60 to 70, इसका भी मिड पॉइंट निकाल के आपको ज्वाइन करना है उन रेक्टेंगल के मिड पॉइंट के साथ. सो दीज आर द 2 extra steps that we are doing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any doubt, please drop your doubt in the comment section below and make sure to subscribe to our channel, share our video with your friends and family so that we all can come together and learn together. Bye bye, take care, see you in the next session.